Look at these windows. Seem familiar, right? This hallway, this staircase, does all these things ring a bell? The Royal Mint of Spain? Yes. We are going to talk about Money Heist, the show that has successfully managed to hypnotize the people, to love the plot and the characters. You know what I'm talking about, right? These are my squad goals. In this video, we'll be discussing 5 brilliant or intelligent scenes that manage to shock the audience.
There's a lot of things people find sexy. Dancing, muscles, blonde hair, French accents. Do you know what's sexy to me? Intelligence.
Let's have a look at scene number 5. This scene skyrocketed the respect I have for Professor. I have just 2 words to say for this scene: sheer brilliance. Professor makes a lot of sacrifices in this scene. He drinks alcohol with 96% concentration, known as rubbing alcohol, and applies some proportion of it to his body and face. Rubbing alcohol makes your skin and eyes red when rubbed after its application. That's the reason in the later scenes we can see the eyes and face of the professor red. After tearing off his clothes and applying mud to his body, he even pricks his nose. Professor leaves no stones unturned to make himself look like human waste. After changing his attire completely, he tries to sneak out of that area.
Hey you! Hey! Check out what that guy's doing here.
Was the scent of the man behind the heist.
Stop, police!
The professor himself.
Like I had stated before, rubbing alcohol is the reason for his eyes and lips to be red.
What are you doing here? No. I swear, I didn't stealing.
The professor had made himself look like human waste. Still, he needed one final touch to win the game.
As awful it may sound, the final touch was peeing in the pants. It's rightly said that everything is fair in love, war, and game. Let's move to scene number 4. Have you ever seen anyone getting free from handcuffs without breaking or opening it? If not, soon you will. Money Heist has done that. In this scene, Palermo instructs Gandia to dislocate the joint that connects thumb to the rest of the hand. And he tells him that after dislocation, he will be able to free himself from the handcuffs. Having no other option in hand, Gandia decides to give this a shot. And he does exactly as instructed by Palermo. This is the position, and this is what he exactly does to dislocate the joint. Let's move to scene number 3. If I have to pick up one quality that has got Professor out of the difficult situations in Money Heist, it would be Professor's presence of mind. Professor was well aware that cops had tapped the Russian guy whom he had met at the car dumping ground. So Professor threatens the Russian guy in Russian language to delete his sketch. It would have been a turning point in the series if Raquel would have seen Professor's sketch. The the Russian guy uses Ctrl plus Z to undo his action. But it is shown in the series that the cops cannot restore the action. There is no redo possible there. Don't you find this a bit strange? That is, cops can track a mobile phone, break into the system, but they don't have redo button in the software, or they don't know about it. This thing seems a bit illogical, but let's give this scene that creative liberty. So overall, it's a good scene. Let's have a look at scene number 2. This scene is a classic example of if plan A is losing its track, you need to be ready with plan B.
Deputy Inspector Angel realized that they had lost another battle.
That's what exactly happened here. They changed their masks when they got to know that cops were entering into the Royal Mint with the Dali mask. This was a very clever move from their end. Angel seemed to be disturbed throughout in this scene. He could see Raquel's plan failing. He was looking for ways to communicate the mask change information with Raquel. Meanwhile, Raquel was trying to communicate with Suarez, who was in underground canal. Suarez was trying to enter the Royal Mint with Dali mask.
Thank you for your interest in helping, but we have trained people here among us.
Only option Angel had was to minimize the damage by stopping Suarez from entering the Royal Mint.
Raquel, they've swapped masks. It's not Dolly anymore. It's gonna be a massacre.
So finally, let's discuss scene number 1. I love this scene. Especially, I love the dilemma that plot writer has put Professor in. If Professor visits hospital to check on Angel, he might fall into the trap and cops might catch him. On the other hand, if he doesn't, what if Angel has really recovered? He can expose Professor. So Professor had to act wisely.
Saca de esa gente de ahí.
Professor disguises himself as a clown and fits a small camera in the eyes of the toy to monitor the activities happening in the hospital. He puts a commercial that draws other clowns as well into the hospital, and this helps him to camouflage among them without being noticed by the cops.
¿Quién quiere un divertidísimo conejo loco?
This was the trap laid by the cops for the professor, and this guy acted as Angel. As I had stated before, camera was fit in the eyes of the toy, so Professor could monitor if Angel was really out from coma. This is how Professor brilliantly tackles the dilemma.
De ahí.
Han puesto un anuncio de un casting falso.